And we are live. Welcome into the Arena Productions Live for Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleman Gaming. How you doing, Burley?
Doing good. How are you doing, Expat?
I'm doing good. I kept my promise to myself last night. I watched a little bit of The Shining. I just had to do it, man. I had to do it. And let me guess, you did not get to watch Dr. Sleep.
No,
Not
but
yet.
I will tell you, I did look
Yeah.
on what streaming services. I can watch it on Amazon. So I'm hoping probably
Nice.
Friday night, in all honesty, because
Nice.
my parents do want to see it. So just like be me, my parents, couple drinks, just on the big TV, and
Yeah.
just have a good time.
Watch. Yeah, good stuff. It's a must watch, man. You got to watch that. It's a great a great sequel to The Shining in a sense, So, yeah, great stuff. And it's funny. I got a story. It's a weird one. Like, I work in schools. That's my day job, right?
Mhm.
And there was in one of the elementary schools, they had this PA announcement, and they were saying there's a wild boar running around the vicinity in the town where we teach, and so telling the kids to be very careful when you walk home this afternoon. I mean, it's like,
Okay.
where is the wild boar coming from? There's like the local zoo is like kilometers away, so I mean, does somebody in this area own like wild boars, and then one happened to get out into the town somewhere? Unbelievable, man. And so for the rest of the day, they said this like around lunchtime, right? And so for the rest of the afternoon, the kids were just like, panicking. Are we going to see a wild boar out there? Are we going to see something? Unbelievable, man. It's like, and these like little kids, like during the recess time, they're like looking outside. It's like, oh, there's some wild boar footprint tracks, and just kidding with their friends and stuff. It's just, oh man.
I think the closest thing to a wild boar you're gonna get isn't one of like the characters in Demon Slayer have like a boar mask and like two swords. I think that's about the closest thing you're gonna get to a wild boar out there.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was funny. But at the junior high, they didn't have that announcement. But yeah, from what they told me. But yeah, it was funny. I thought it was interesting. So yeah, some wild things happening on Halloween. Yeah. So, but we're in November now, Burley. November. Yeah, we got some
November
good
rain.
stuff. Oh yeah, we got some great stuff coming in November, gaming wise as well. But in this episode for Wednesday, we're going to talk about Gears of War. So that's a game that we haven't heard from in a while. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the Steam Deck, which is one of Burley's specialities, playing with the Steam Deck. So we're going to talk that, and of course, Burley's wearing his sweatshirt there for Ghost of Tsushima. We've got some Ghost of Tsushima news to talk about. And then on the entertainment side, the new Daredevil series has a new showrunner. Finally, they actually picked one. So we're going to talk about that later on in the show. So let's go ahead and jump into the first story. And we have Fubu in the chat, one of our co-hosts for the Arena Multi-Platform Gaming News podcast, and one of our contributors. Thank you so much for coming on in, Fubu. So so in our first story, let's talk about Gears of War. So Burley, what do you think? Does Gears of War need a reboot? I mean, because in this story they talk Cliff Bleszinski, of course, he's talking about Gears, and of course the Coalition is the studio behind Gears of War, and they're mentioning of course God of War, and which got a reboot in 2018, and it was a huge success on the PlayStation side. I'll go ahead and put the link for all of you video viewers here. This is the article from IGN, but it was a huge success. And then of course the follow-up with God of War Ragnarok. They're also on the Gears side, they're working on a TV series, supposedly. And it seems like there have been rumors that Dave Bautista, who's Drax in the Guardians of the Galaxy films, Dave Bautista would be the perfect character for Marcus Phoenix, right? Yeah. But anyway, so, I mean, when it comes to the games, though, what do you think? Do you think Gears needs a reboot? Do you think they should because if we have to compare it to God of War, I mean, God of War, Kratos, much older, completely different. The play style of the game was much different. The setting was much different, obviously, being in Norse mythology rather than Greek mythology. So, I mean, if there was a reboot, I mean, what would they really do? I mean, would they really super age Marcus Phoenix? You know, he's like the old man who's like coaching the new generation, like he is with Kate, in a sense. I mean, where could a reboot go? You know, and how would the gameplay have to be different? Anyway, your thoughts, Perla. What do you think? Do you think Gears of War needs a reboot?
No, I don't think it. Honestly, I don't think it needs a reboot. Like, I haven't played much of 5. I'll be completely upfront on there. I just haven't had the time to get through 5. But like, Gears was a series I loved. I remember playing the first one early on at the 360. That was one of the games we got when my dad bought the 360. He got one. We loved Gears. Like Gears 2, we went in we did the midnight launch. Got it, and I have in my parents' house. I have a poster for Gears of War 2. All that, like, I love 2. I really enjoyed 3. I haven't played Judgment. 4 I enjoyed quite a bit. I really love the remake port of the first game that Coalition did. I think it was a good job. The Ultimate Edition. Right. And then I've played very little of Tactica in 5, but I don't think
Gears Tactics. You mean?
Gears Tactics. Yeah. Yep. I don't think it needs a remake or a reboot. I think you just need to take a few years, figure out what direction you want to go with the story. Because the thing was,
so what you're saying is just move forward with Gears 6.
Yeah, I'd say just move forward with Gears 6. Take your time, figure out with where you ended with 5. Figure and plan out ahead where you want to go. Right. Because like I don't know where like a reboot. What are you gonna change here? Are you gonna change that? Oh no, this character doesn't die, or change like what are you gonna change? Like, and if you did the whole reboot, like taking from 5, but like, you know, set it 20 years later kind of thing, like.
Or they could go back to the origins of everything and then just have it told in a completely different perspective of Marcus's character.
Yeah.
You know, and how he got to where he is, but from the very beginnings, like when the invasions, you know, occurred.
When E-Day.
Yes, exactly. I mean, maybe something like that. But I kind of agree with you, Burley. I think what they're going to do is there's not going to be a reboot. It's probably going to just focus on Gears 6. I'm sure the Coalition's probably working on it now. I mean, Gears 5 came out, in 2019, right? 2019.
I believed.
Yeah, 2019. So, I mean, it's been like 4 years now. So you figure they must have something ready to show a teaser on probably next year. You know,
or a Game Awards kind of thing.
Because the story is still not closed. I mean, you know, you got the story with Kate, you got the story with, you know, what happens. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't played Gears 5, but there are choices you have to make in the game, and then Gears 6 would have to, you know, focus on, you know, what happens with those choices that you have to make. You know, so. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be. If there was a reboot, though, man, it would have to look beautiful, like you know, like God of War Ragnarok, in a sense. Like, you know, put it in Unreal 5, and I mean, just it would have to be mind blowing.
Add some color.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it would have to be mind blowing in a sense, and you know, if the setting was different, I mean, would it be on a different planet or something? I mean, who knows, but. Yeah, it's interesting. So Cliff Bleszinski was talking about this. So interesting stuff. We shall see if we do get a reboot in the future. But my bet is we're going to see Gear 6 before anything like that. So, all righty. Okay, so next up, let's go ahead and talk about the Steam Deck, Burley, because the Steam Deck now has more than 12,000 games certified. Yeah, as playable, right? So let's go ahead and jump into that story. I will go ahead and put the image here for you all. So Burley, this article is from Gaming Bolt, so I'll go ahead and put the link in here as well. So what do we got for the Steam Deck, man?
So yeah, the Steam Deck. So we now have more than 12,000 games available on Steam. Has been marked at least playable on the system. According to Steam database, the deck has now 4,046 games that are verified for play on Steam Deck and 8,025 as playable. So like if you have the Steam Deck or you go on Steam's page, it will rank games as verified, playable, not supported, and unknown.
So basically verified means that it's going to run well. There might be a couple of bugs here and there, but generally the game is going to run well on the system.
Yeah, so if it's verified, you shouldn't have to do too much tweaking. Playable, you may have to do some tweaking. And less. But like I've had games that are not they have it tested and stuff and officially, and they play fine. It's just a weather thing. Valve is really showing they are going through and they are working with developers. They are working with them to make sure that they are playable and verified. Like it says at the end of the article here, like a lot of big 2013 the games in this year. You've got Baldur's Gate 3, Dead Space, Hogwarts Legacy. I can attest to Baldur's Gate 3. I will admit that does run on the Steam Deck. It is verified. It's not graphically the best looking on the Steam Deck, but hey, if you don't have a good gaming PC and you have the Steam Deck and you want to play this game, you can play it. Now I can tell you, because that game takes a lot of space on your drive, I have it running off my SD card slot on there, and it runs still pretty quick. And Fubu in chat says wants a Steam Deck for Christmas. Yeah, I don't blame you. If you're gonna get one, Fubu, get at least the middle one, the one with the 256.
The middle tier, 256.
Yeah, that's what I got. Like you can go 256 or 512. That's up to you. I went 256 because of budgetary reasons.
Right.
But I'm just saying, nothing against the 64 gig one, but if you really want to take advantage, you want that SSD over the EMC flash on there.
One thing I want to point out in this article of Burley, it says Steam still has 3,523 games marked as unsupported on the system. It is worth noting that in many cases, the unsupported tag on games can be either outdated or the games just haven't seen much in the way of testing on the Steam Deck. So basically, what they're trying to say here, it's unsupported. It might work, it might not work. It might crash on you, right? Have you played any games that fall into that category yet?
Oh yeah, I've had games I've kickstarted that weren't that are unsupported but run fine. Like how is it? Super Dungeon Maker was a game I kickstarted and it runs fine. There are other games. There's a bunch of different games I've played. Actually, Mango Mischief was one. Right. That it's technically unsupported. Last I checked. Runs great on the Steam Deck. In fact, when we did the extra take, the footage for that, all that footage was captured on the Steam Deck.
On the Steam Deck, yes.
So,
yeah. Shout out to Mango Mischief, great game. You should check it out. Man. What games do you think are coming next? I mean, do you think we'll get like the Gaiden game on the Steam Deck as well? And what games in November would you play on it?
I'm sure we'll get Gaiden. It'll be playable. Whether or not it's day one verified, I don't know, because
probably not. Probably.
Yeah, it all depends. Some games come out verified, but they still play very playable, but run so well. It's like you don't notice it. There's we got next month. Now we're in November. Sorry, she's throwing me off there. Tomorrow we got Star Ocean. If I didn't have bought it on the PlayStation, I would be definitely playing it on the Steam Deck just to have that version on the go.
Yeah, Star Ocean coming out tomorrow. Yeah. That's interesting, and I don't know about Call of Duty. Probably not.
Well, Call of Duty will run, but you're not gonna get an optimal experience. That's
Exactly,
the thing. If you've had the deck, you start playing around with your Steam library and stuff like this, you'll learn what works, what doesn't. There are some games that are great and some that aren't as good. The nice thing is Valve had made a website. I forget the name of the URL, but the nice thing is you can go to it, log in with your Steam account, and it'll show you your library, what the amount percentage verified, what's playable, what's not. So that way you could see. So like I had already had my Steam Deck pre-ordered at this time, but I was like, okay, let's see how my library stacks out. And my library stacked out quite well, so which is nice because when you're buying a new equipment like this, you're like, how much of my library is going to be playable? And it has made me, I will admit, this has made me buy games because it's like, ooh, I can have this on the go. I can also hook this up to my TV, got all the performance and all the tweaks. I've bought some Steam games through flash sales and stuff like that, stuff through Fanatical and stuff, just so I can have it on the deck and have it on the go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of gamers out there like me, but I'm still, if I played games on the Steam Deck like I did on the Vita, they would mostly be indie related games. I just would be apprehensive to try playing big huge titles like Call of Duty or like those type of first person shooters on a handheld device. I mean, that's where you need the power. That's where I would use like a gaming PC or on the console, for that type of experience. But I mean, in the future that might change, but interesting nonetheless. More than 12,000 games certified as playable on the Steam Deck. So really cool device, and I'm interested to see how it sells this Christmas.
So. And I'm curious to see because last year when we did the game awards, me, Carl, and Fryman, they were giving away Valve was giving away Steam Decks every 5 minutes on there. So I'm really curious. So check out. Who knows if they do that again this year?
Give us a Steam Deck, The Arena Productions, give us crew the Steam Deck, all of us crew members,
Yes, they need it. They need it, Valve. I will convert them. Trust me. You give them the unit, I will convert them.
There you go. Well, let's talk about another game that has converted a lot of people to this particular genre, and it's one of PlayStation's best games. And now it's going to be adapted into a movie version. So Ghost of Tsushima. Director says the script is done, Burley. So Ooh. So what do we have on that? So this is from gamesradar.com. So go ahead, take it away, man.
Chad Zalitsky gives a promising update on the Ghost of Tsushima movie adaptation he's directing. Speaking to Screen Rant, it's revealed that not only is a finished script in the studio's hands, but the creative team is apparently close to moving forward with the project amid the ongoing strikes. We've got a script. We're very close to getting our shit together on that as well. Development is always tricky. It's studios, it's strikes, and availabilities in scouting. You have to will things into existence. I think two things that I'm closest and most interested in are Highlander and Ghost of Tsushima. Both are amazing properties. The story of Ghost is also one of my favorite properties of all time. So I did like his comment of there, like if you want to get stuff done, you got to will it in. So it's showing he's passionate, he's driven, he wants to get this done, which is something great. Instead of, some of these other directors that get attached to this thing is like, I'm here for a paycheck. I'm here for my $5 million or whatever they're going to pay me.
I just don't know how well this will do in the theaters, though, if it does come to the theaters. I mean, I would tend to think of it as it would be another like Last Samurai type of scenario,
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Well, because you have to make it adaptable to Western audiences in some way, shape, or form. And when you do that, you have to veer away from, some of the historical aspects of it, because a lot of Western viewers are not going to understand that. And there's going to be a lot of people that might go to watch the film that are not into gaming. And so they've never played Ghost of Tsushima. So it'll be a challenge for sure. I think for this to be successful in the movie theaters, with all the other stuff out there, but I hope it is successful. To show Western viewers more about Japanese culture, and Japanese history, even though I disagree with some of the aspects of the game when it comes to the Japanese historical context, because obviously I do have a master's degree in Japanese history. So but those are little things, and they're just pet peeves of mine, and most gamers, they don't care, they just look completely past that. So maybe that would be a similar situation for the film. But yeah, we shall see. But yeah, who would you cast as Sakai Jin, Burley?
That is so hard. But I just want to read Fubu's comment here. If the movie comes out, it's going to be so good. Hope they inspire themselves in the Rurouni Kenshin. The 5 movies are amazing. And Fubu says, we're going to call you Senpai Expat now.
Dozo. that means go for it. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Who I would love to get is the original actor for the game.
Okay, yeah.
The one they modeled and the voice act, because he did such a good job. Whether you get the actual the voice actor for the English or the Japanese, both did, because I played it in both languages between the PS4 and PS5 release, and both do it so well. It's to me, it's just like which other person you get, and which either one of them you get, I am okay with. But if you're trying to get me to choose a Hollywood actor, I can't think of one easily.
Here you go, Burley. Here's one I'll throw at you, just jokingly, but Kimura Takuya.
I knew you were going to come that. I'd be okay with that
but he's a little older though. I mean, he's 50 years old now, so I mean, you'd probably want someone a little bit younger to be cast as Sakai Jin. But
I would take Kimura Takuya, and Fubu says, Burley is right. The original actor is the right choice. And Fubu says Chris Pratt. God, no, not Chris Pratt, not Pedro Pascal. I love those. They're good actors.
What are you smoking today? What are you smoking, man?
But they're in everything. Or even if you can find some young actor that's starting out that you think that can do it. Nothing wrong with them.
I would go with a Japanese actor that can speak English, that would be able to play the role adequately, if they're not going to use the voice actor and the actor that was used for the video game. So but I just, it'll be interesting to see. Would it be, what kind of genre of film would it fall into? It wouldn't be action adventure. It would probably be horror, obviously, because there are so much, there are horror elements in Ghost of Tsushima. Exactly. Yeah, thriller.
Ooh, Fubu brought up a good point. I think the most part must be Japanese. The guy that plays Zoro in One Piece. Ooh, actually, he would do good. He would do good, because I haven't finished the Netflix One Piece, but the actor for Zoro, I think, was the highest paid actor in there, and he's got a really great talent in there. So I could see him as Jin Sakai. I would be definitely okay with that. This is a game that I really, really did enjoy, and I didn't expect this. This was a game the year it came out, it was not on my radar. But once I saw it running and out there, I was like, okay, I need this game. And I can't wait till this comes to Steam, because this will because it's going to sell units.
Oh yeah. I tried to pinpoint some of the inaccuracies historically in the game, and I got a lot of flack on X, formerly Twitter, for that. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and even Yoshida Shuhei-sung would back me up on that. I mean, we had a small chat about, it's yeah, understandably, but they're trying to make it, for the majority of people out there that play video games and all, so that might not know a lot about the history, and I agree with them there. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so yeah, Ghost of Tsushima 2, Burley. When are we going to see that?
We might get a teaser for it next year. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love that game, but I don't think we need a sequel. I would love to just see what Sucker Punch what else do, but given all the job postings, we know it's coming. And Fubu's saying, yeah, that actor, he has a great history with action stuff and fighting. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm glad to see they've got the script.
Right.
They're confident in it, and the director's, you can tell, has got passion and energy with it, and he just wants to get it going. So this is great. This is stuff I want to hear.
Right. Yeah, and stuff I wanted to hear, and it is our last story, is about the new Marvel series, the Daredevil reboot, so to speak, and we're getting a new showrunner, and luckily it's going to be someone that is familiar with the MCU and actually worked on the Punisher series over on Netflix. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the link to that story here, and I'm going to read a little bit of it for you. So this is from heroichollywood.com. So yes, Daredevil Born Again may finally be back on track as Marvel Studios has brought in one of the people behind the Punisher to helm the Disney Plus project. Fans have been watching Marvel Studios closely ever since it was announced. Daredevil Born Again would be getting a creative reboot. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Marvel has found someone to oversee that task. Dario Scardapane, best known for his work on The Punisher and Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, has been brought on as the showrunner for the MCU show. Born Again has also landed 2 new directors, Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. The duo has previously worked on other MCU projects, such as Loki, and are now tasked with finishing the remaining episode of Daredevil Born Again's first season on Disney Plus. So this has already been in production, Burley. The problem was that the previous showrunners were trying to remake this Daredevil series into a courtroom type of drama. And I think in one of the previous episodes of the Arena Productions Live, we talked about this. I think it was last month, in the case that the first 4 episodes of the new series, Matt Murdock doesn't even don the Daredevil costume in the first 4 episodes. I mean, come on, So they really needed to make changes, and I think this is really good because The Punisher was a great series. And of course, the Punisher himself, John Bernthal, was also, as you can see in the image here, he was in the Daredevil series too. So, yeah, I'm excited for it now. And it's not going to, be just a courtroom drama. There's going to be some blood and violence, like we had a lot of in the Netflix series. So I think that's a good thing. I think it's good to have a mixture of both. You have the courtroom, partly courtroom drama, partly Daredevil in the suit, going out there, kicking ass and doing his thing, and seeing some cool action scenes. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm glad to see him being brought on. That's a good sign because, like you said, the 4 episodes he doesn't wear the Daredevil costume. No, I understand courtroom dramas you have to do because that is central to the character. They did a lot of court stuff in the Netflix show. That's integral to the character. I'm not that's not a problem by me. Yeah. It's when you don't have him wear the costume. I'm not saying he needs to be 70% of the episode has to be him in the costume and 30% of him being Matt Murdock. It's no. You can give me a good balance, and there could be an episode where he wears the costume for 20% or less, and mostly Matt Murdock, if you write it in a good way of the story. Yeah. But you need both. You can't you need Daredevil to show up in the Daredevil show. If first 4 episodes Daredevil will show up. Yeah. It's why am I watching this?
Right. And we still don't know if Bucky's going to be back or not. I have a feeling they're going to get the same actors.
Foggy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Foggy. Yeah. No, not Bucky. I'm sorry. Bucky. Yes, that's Winter Soldier. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Foggy Nelson. Yeah. I'd love to see the same actors come back for that.
Foggy, Karen Page. Yeah.
Karen Page. Yeah. Because we got Vincent D'Onofrio. Of course, he's going to be Kingpin. So obviously, yeah, we should have them all come back if possible. So I guess, they're kind of keeping that a wrap at the moment. They're not saying anything, but hopefully we'll, get some news on that. But but we won't be seeing this series probably until 2025, unfortunately. So
yeah,
it is what it is. Man.
Take their time, get it right at this point. I want them, after what we've heard, it's take your goddamn time. Get it right. If you need another 6 months to a year to rewrite this and get this where it's a tight script, I'm okay with that. I'm not in the thing of I need it now. I need that now. It's no, take time. Take all the time you need. Get it right, and then put it out there. And where we're going, holy crap, this is so good. I want more of it.
Well, the big question for me is, we know we're getting Kingpin again. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Vincent D'Onofrio. He's amazing as Kingpin. He's awesome. But I think, there's just a little bit too much of Kingpin. You know what I mean? In the Daredevil series.
Yeah. And then we got an Echo.
Echo's gonna have something to do with it. But, then we had Bullseye. I mean, is Bullseye gonna come back? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just want to see another villain from the comics come into play in the series, and who knows, we might even get She-Hulk cameo, a She-Hulk cameo appearance in the season as well. So,
we'll either get her as a cameo or just show like a little teaser of just like an image. She-Hulk, attorney at law. Attorney at law. You'll get something like that, and I know they'll do that.
Well, it depends, because the actress, she's been having some beef with the MCU and all, and Disney Plus. So we'll see if they can resolve all of that, and maybe she'll be a part of it. So, all right, so that's going to do it for the Wednesday edition, our November 1st edition of the Arena Productions Live. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleman Gaming, and the link below, of course, the Arena Productions Live, you can see here, weekdays, Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 12:30 p.m. over in the UK, and 8:30 p.m. over here in Japan. But from next week, that is going to be changing because, of course, daylight savings time changes back to standard time. But for Pacific and Eastern time zones, it will be at the same time, 4:30 a.m. Pacific time and 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. But for us out here in the East, out in Japan, it will be from 9:30 p.m. So, yes. So we will be changing, but Pacific time and Eastern time will stay the same. Okay, so with that said, thank you so much. Fubu, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. And all of you that are watching in video on demand, thank you so much for all of your support and watching our content and watching the Arena Productions Live. And, of course, our weekly podcast, the Arena Multi-Platform Gaming News Podcast. We record live every Saturday, so please come and check us out there as well. So until tomorrow, we hope you have a great day. Have a great day of gaming. Have a great day of watching all your favorite TV and movies. And we hope to catch you tomorrow. So take care, everyone. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.